Well, Kirralie, there's been some good news this week, uncharacteristically for this space, with the World Athletics body, authority, protecting women's sports. Tell us what's happened.
Well, yes, they've said at elite levels that men who appropriate womanhood or female stereotypes are not allowed to compete at that level. It's yet to trickle down into all the other categories, but that's a fantastic start because most of the local level, state level, national level bodies all tell us, oh, we have to do what the international bodies determine. So well done, World Athletics. And isn't it crazy that we even have to say that, Lyle? I mean, yeah. There's male and female divisions because there's differences between male and female bodies. Like it's insane that we even have to congratulate them for making the sensible, responsible and time-honoured truth.
Yeah, it is insane, Kirralie, and I'm sure the World Athletics Federation or whatever it's called have an eye to the optics at the Olympic Games where they don't want to see biological men smashing women in athletics. Why do you think, you mentioned it hasn't filtered down to the local level, and I know you've been involved in soccer particularly. It still hasn't got to grassroots level yet, has it? But do you think it will, and how long can they resist?
I think it will. I've been talking to some World Masters athletic champions because there is a transgender runner in that category. They're saying they're waiting for an announcement. It should happen very soon. And then we expect things like Athletics Australia and then, to go further down to make similar announcements. But the thing is, Lyle, that, Athletics Australia have signed on to the AIS and the Human Rights Commission that have said that, people can compete in whichever category they like. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here on the ground because there's about 7 sports, including football and soccer in that have signed on with the Human Rights Commission and made those announcements for the guidelines about 2 years ago now. So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a battle, no doubt about it.
That's interesting. You mentioned the Human Rights Commission, so they obviously now find themselves at odds with the world governing bodies. What's been the reaction of the LGBTIQA plus political activists who so jealously and as we'll talk about in a moment, violently guard this space? What's been their response to the World Athletics announcement?
It's always painting themselves as the victims and trying to, paint this picture that's a false picture and based on a lie that transgender athletes are being excluded from sport, but they're not. It's simply requiring people to compete in the category according to their biological reality. And if they really must, then why not create a third space, a third category for them? But that's not what they want. They want to colonise women's spaces and sports, and they're aggressive and vocal in their opposition to allowing women to have single-sex spaces and sports.
Yeah.